All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is Brother Mayum coming at you from GMS Tampa Bay. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachahakwadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone. Much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth. We're diligently pushing out this truth and its truth and sincerity. And just want to do a quick video, just kind of going on, a couple things that are taking place, not only here in Tampa, but also around the world. And it's pretty much the Lord preparing the nations, the Lord waking up the mighty men, as we're gonna get into a couple precepts. But first, I want to play this video. So pretty much what you had going on here in Tampa this week is you had a military convention demonstrating weapons, but they also had what they call Battle of the Bay, which is a demonstration that takes place down here in Tampa and downtown. And it's the U.S. Special Operations Command is out here in Tampa. So pretty much SOCOM, is based out of the MacDill Air Force Base. But what SOCOM does is, they're pretty much in charge of any special operations taking place, specifically over there in the Middle East, with Central Command. There it's is the Middle East, all right, and MacDill is the command center of that. Pretty much any planes, bombings, and such, and and so forth. But they had some drills out here in Tampa, which I was able to catch a couple of planes flying around. They were actually what looked like they were practicing refueling planes in the air. You could see the fuel plane, and the flying in the air, and another one flying in front of it, and it coming up behind it and stuff. There was a couple Black Hawk helicopters that I was able to see. But pretty much, I'm Lord's will play this video here. Lord's will don't get no copyright, but let me just play this. It's only a minute long, so let me just play it.
Meantime, happening right now, a lot of activity in downtown Tampa. Hundreds of military personnel taking part in a simulation. It's outside the Tampa Convention Center. I want to show you this too. Just got word about this live look. That's at the event held by U.S. Special Operations Command. Military members from 11 nations now in town.
So you see, it isn't just something that it's America that's just doing this. That's just doing a show for the people. They're actually doing testing drills. All right, the fact that they have different nations involved in this so-called demonstration tells you that this is more than just a demonstration or a show for the people to watch. This is the nations preparing themselves, seeing, because the whole premise of this, and I got this article pulled up, the whole premise of what this what these nations are pretty much showing is if there was an invasion here in Tampa. All right, let me see where I can find it. And it's the Navy SEALs. They had the Navy SEALs here, and it said 11 nations. And just to name a few, they have here, we've got people from Sweden, from Czech Republic, Chile, and Colombia. That's just a few of them that they named. Let me see. I thought they had pretty much. Selecting. Says, obviously, when we show some of the capabilities of Little Hollywood, but it's to showcase the quiet professionals and what we do out there in other places, in these other nations, and that's what they're doing, man. All right, that's what they're doing, man. They're preparing themselves for what's getting ready to come, because there is going to be an invasion on America, as it tells you in let's get this in Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38, and let me see. Get to the point here, which we know that this is actually verse 11, but we know that this chapter is talking about Gog and Magog, all right, which is the, against Gog, which is the so-called Russians today, all right, up there in that land of Magog, which, You had Russia earlier this week as well come out and say that they're going to do a test of their nuclear arsenal, man. They're going to do readiness tests as well. So again, man, the Lord is preparing these nations for war. But let me get this quick precept, Ezekiel 38:11. It says, "And thou shalt say," and this is Russia, "to the nations that is being a guard to," okay? And we see these nations falling under the wing of Russia as we speak. Okay, more and more nations are aligning themselves with what you call the BRICS nations. Okay, which I believe they're about to have. They're even making some financial moves either this week or next week. With China being there, Russia, and other countries as well that are involved with the BRICS nations. But let me get this quick precept because that's who this is going against. All right. Ezekiel 38:11, "And thou shalt say, I will go to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates." You see, so that land, that unwalled villages, okay, the land of unwalled villages is talking about America, man. Okay, you don't really have an ancient city's major form of defense where it's walls. Okay, and America doesn't have no defense systems. All right, not only are their missile defense systems trash, okay, but where are they at? You don't see them. Okay, America's only missile defense systems is their missiles themselves, and the threat of them getting launched back if anybody is to launch anything towards this place, man. That's the only threat. The only defense of America is its military might, man. They don't actually have any defense systems here in America, man. All right, so these nations are going to come in as a flood, and we see that happening as we speak. Check what's happening out there in the southern border, and don't keep your eye off the northern border, man. That's the most easily or the least secure border in the whole planet, man. The northern border of America with Canada is literally no fence. All it is just miles long of trees that have been knocked down and a bunch of obelisks on the path indicating the border, man. There's no security. There's a few crossing stations here and there, but nothing of that's gonna really hold anybody back, man. Okay, but it says verse 12, Ezekiel 38:12, to take a spoil, and this is what these nations are gonna come here to do, man. So all these demonstrations that these nations that they're doing here in America, specifically talking about the one that is taking place here in Tampa, it's all going to be for vain. It's all going to be in vain, man, because these nations will come to take their spoil, man. Read Isaiah chapter 13. Your women are going to be ravished. Your houses are going to be spoiled. Okay, your men are going to be thrust through. Okay. It says to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thine hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations which have gotten cattle and goods that dwell in the midst of the land. So these people are getting ready to be, you see, because they show this as some type of show, like, oh, everybody's sitting there and ooh, ah. I was actually at a spot yesterday doing a training, and this guy there started talking about it, and he's like, yeah, I don't know what they were, he kind of was, he saw that it was happening, and he had just actually had found out. He was like, yeah, and so I kind of spoke up, like overheard him, and I told him, I was like, yeah, they demonstrating if there was an invasion here in Tampa, and it went completely over the guy's head. He said, yeah, man, that looks so cool, and he showed me the video of the helicopters flying and jets and all this, and I was like, man, that's not cool at all. I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you should be worried, because why are they doing that? Again, see, people are having eyes, they see not, and having ears, they hear not, man. It's plain as day that what they're doing is preparing for war, man. Okay, matter of fact, let's get that in Jeremiah. Jeremiah 50. All right. Because this is a sound that's being heard around the whole earth. All the nations are doing readiness tests, man. Everybody's getting ready. Okay, Jeremiah 50 and 22, it says, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction. You see? Of great destruction. That is what's getting ready to come to the world, man. Great destruction, mass casualties, man, death. Okay, everybody likes to throw around the word collateral damage in times of war. Y'all are getting ready to see what true collateral damage is here in America, man. When missiles are hitting your embassies and innocent bystanders, walls and bricks are falling upon them, man. Okay, cotton explosions, cotton gunfire. Y'all getting ready to see a lot of people die. And though it seems far-fetched, okay, it seems far-fetched. I know it. I already know the majority of you Americans don't believe that America could be invaded, but you're sorely mistaken, man, because they've already told you that this is happening, man, that America's being invaded. That's what they're telling you on the news. You just ain't watching, man. But this is getting ready to see, and this is the beauty of it, man. Let me get this, man, because, hey, man, we getting the fuck out of here, man. The Lord is getting ready to come back. This is 2nd Ezra 9, and I'm going to get right to the point, verse 3. Therefore, man, let me just start at verse 1. Because, see, you fucking clowns out here, you're not watching, man. You're not watching, and you're going to be caught unawares. You're going to be caught unaware, man. You fucking people think that what the prophets have been telling you has been a joke. But the Lord is getting ready to return, and first he's going to bring a great calamity upon the earth, such as was never seen before and never will be after, man. This time that we're getting ready to come across here in the whole world, but the worst is going to be here in America, but the whole entire planet is getting ready to suffer, man. A time of great tribulation. That's what the Messiah told you is going to happen, man. A time of great tribulation, man, such as there was never seen before. Okay, the scriptures tell you that this battle shall be fought with fuel and burning fire and burning of fuel, man. That's missile talk, man. This is 2nd Ezra 91. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And see, the Lord has been visiting the world which he made. We've been seeing signs of the angels. We've been seeing the Lord's prophecies happening on the earth. Okay, so this time, okay, those signs that the Lord told us that he was going to start visiting the earth, man, they've been here. Okay, verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, then now this is what it says now, verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. You see? And what do we see? Uproars of the people. We see earthquakes happening in diverse places. You just had that one up in New Jersey. Okay? You had these volcanoes erupting, protests all over America in these colleges, nations doing demonstrations of cities being invaded. Come on, man. What do you think these people are doing? What good do you think is going to come of all these things that are taking place right now, man? You're lost in the sauce if you think anything is good is coming. I'm going to tell you that right now. Lost in the sauce. Okay? Because it's only mass death that's getting ready to come, man. Matter of fact, let's get that in what was that? 2nd Ezra 14. 15, Salakia. Get right to the point. Verse 14, 2nd Ezra 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. What do you think? What does that sound like? Woe to the world. The word woe means destruction. So destruction to the world and them that dwell therein. Verse 15, for the sword and the gun, and today is a modern day sword. All right. So in case you didn't know, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. And this is what we're going to see. Not only are you going to have civil conflicts or civil unrest amongst nations, which you already see that happening around the majority of the earth, but you're getting ready to see that here in America as well. Okay, where people are going to stand up to fight one against another with swords in their hands, with guns. You have these military men here in America that are fed up with what the government's been doing, drawing them into war. Okay, And these people are not having it, man. They tired of Sleepy Joe. People are tired of America in general. It says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. See, and invading one another. You here it is. You're over here doing demonstrations on a nation invading you when you need to first be worried about these people invading each other. When this time comes where people are going to be breaking into their homes because of what? And it's going to go into it in verse 19. But let's finish this off. Let's keep going. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes and the courses of their acts. So you ain't gonna care. These people ain't gonna care what the current president's got to say, with the vice president. Shit. Don't let Kamala be in there, because they really nobody gonna give a fuck what she say. People already. She's like she's like a shadow, man. You know, you only see her every now and then, certain times of the day. All right. But she's a put away. She's somewhere in a closet most of the time, man. Okay, but nonetheless, people don't care what nobody's gonna say. They ain't gonna fuck the news reporter coming on and the authorities are asking people to please calm down and not panic. And nah, man, people ain't gonna care. Your governors, your mayor, nobody's gonna listen to y'all, to the leaders, man. Because the leaders of this world have already failed y'all, and people are realizing that, man. That's why nobody's with the shit that's happening right now with all these nations getting ready for war. Nobody wants to go to war, but the nations are going to war. That's the thing. See, even with the fight with Yahushua, the scriptures talk about how they yet were so afraid, but they durst fight. Well, guess what, man? That goes the same thing for the nations going to war with each other. These nations truly don't want to go at war with each other. They're afraid, man, of what casualties will come of it. But guess what? They're going to still fight because the Lord said it. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Yeah, man, people are going to take matters into their own hands. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Yeah, you're going to have military troops guarding the roads, man. Watch that movie Civil War. They had checkpoints even in the backcountry roads, man. All right, it says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. And why? Because of the great calamities that's going to come upon the streets of America and really around the whole earth. Okay? It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. So, hey, man, things are times are already tough as it is. People are already struggling to get by to afford to be able to pay for food and so on and so forth. Things are going to get even worse to the point to where you're having to kill somebody for food, man. And you're going to be, you ain't going to give a damn about with the police. There ain't going to be no police, man. So what makes you think if there ain't going to be no police, who's going to defend y'all, man? Who's going to defend you American citizens? Y'all going to have to, you're going to take matters into your own hands against a military troop? A band of men coming through your city? Spoiling? No, you ain't gonna do a goddamn thing, man. This is let's go back to that Jeremiah, because again, man, this is what we hear. This is what if you listen very closely, if you shut your eyes, turn off the music, turn off the fan, and you hear really, really good, you're gonna hear this sound. This sound is being played on the earth. Jeremiah 50:22, a sound of battle is in the land and of great destruction, man. So this is what we see happening, man. Again, it ain't just a Tampa thing. This is happening all over the earth. Russia's getting ready to test their nukes or do nuke readiness. Matter of fact, let me see. I think I had an article pulled. Yeah, Russia announces nuclear weapons drill after provocative Western threats. There you go, man. So they getting ready, man. Cause see, they know how this thing's getting ready to go down. So they getting the right aspects ready to go. The missiles. You got clowns over here flying. What is the helicopter gonna do? Just talk about special operation. What is that shit gonna do when a missile's in the air, man? Ain't no F-16, F-22, F-35. No, nothing's gonna stop those missiles, man. Okay. Let's get this in Joel, and we'll close out on this. Joel 3 and verse 9 says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. And this is what we see the Lord, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, doing upon the earth, man. And we here to proclaim it and to tell you, nations, of what's getting ready to be done upon the earth. And it's going to be the Lord to put this thought into your minds to do so, man. Okay? So the Lord is drawing all the nations up. Ultimately, the valley of Jehoshaphat, which is spoken of in Joel chapter 3, is over there in the Middle East. All right, the word Jehoshaphat in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, which means the Lord's judgment. And that's where the Lord is gathering the nations onto, man. So ultimately, that's where the destruction is gonna start, and then it's gonna trickle on to America, where the even greater destruction is gonna happen, man. Because there's gonna come destruction to that Middle East, because the Lord needs to clean our land up. But America is also going to be desolate as well, because it needs to be left as an example to the rest of the world of what happens when you come up against the Most High. Okay, so hey, Lord's with us was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah Wadash. Double honors to the elders, apostles of Great Millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth. We're diligently pushing out this truth in its truth and sincerity. That I say shalom.